Emily wandered into a small, hidden shop deep in the French Quarter. Among the dusty antiques and faded tarot cards, she found it a tiny hand-stitched voodoo doll with black button eyes and brittle twine around its limbs. The shopkeeper, an old woman with piercing eyes, watched Emily with a knowing smirk. "Careful, child. Some things don't like being owned," the woman warned. Emily laughed it off, tossing a few bills on the counter. That night, she placed the doll on her hotel nightstand and went to bed. As she drifted off to sleep, she heard its soft giggling, tiny footsteps scurrying across the wooden floor. Her eyes snapped open. Silence. The room was still. Just the old pipes, right? Morning came, and as she stretched, her eyes landed on something that made her stomach drop. The doll was no longer on the nightstand. It was sitting on her pillow, inches from her face. Emily's breath caught in her throat. She hadn't moved it. Shaking off the unease, she grabbed the doll and tossed it into the trash can. That night, she woke up to a sharp, stinging pain on her arm. She flipped on the bedside lamp. Her skin was covered in fresh, red scratches. Her breath hitched as she turned, and then she saw it, the doll, sitting upright on the nightstand, back where it had started. Its arms, once tightly bound, were now loose. Heart pounding, Emily grabbed the doll, raced outside, and hurled it into the murky Mississippi River. Watching it disappear beneath the surface, she exhaled, relieved. It was gone, or so she thought. Later that night, as she climbed into bed, her body stiffened. The air was thick, heavy. Slowly, she turned her head toward the pillow. The doll was back, sitting there, watching, its head tilted, and then it smiled.